Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today we're working on a puffy Easter basket. Let's put it that way. So I have quilted this in some sections, not all of it is quilted. And if you look there, you can see there's a bit of color that peeks through. And if you stand it up and you give it a push, it becomes really poofy. And it's got a little fun party in there. The party in a basket. You can also hat if you wanted to. Let's see why you can't. I think that looks all right. It's up to you. Okay, this one is actually 12 inches tall, but we're going to make one today that is going to be 9 inches tall. But the rest, pretty much of the measurements are the same. Okay, so what I have here is the outer fabric and the inner fabric of the outside there. As you can tell, like this party fabric here is where my bunny fabric is, and this peachy pinky here is going to be where this pink is in here, okay? And then I had just the same party fabric for the inside, but for this one I have some lovely green with mushroom, very spring type with that. And then for the bottom, because you're going to have to make a circle, so these two colors right here were actually a fat quarter gift, and so I made them there. So it's definitely possible for the outside to go with the fat quarter as well as make the handles, okay? And then there was a chunk left over the bunny, so I turned him into the bottom, did some quilting. So I have this for the inside, this for the outside. I did some zigzag across here and here, and then just did some straight stitches as a little grid. You don't have to do that much quilting, but you know, I like to do what I like to do. So we'll need 8 pieces of this, which is going to be 9 inches tall and 3 3/4 inches wide. And we will need 8 pieces of this one here, and it is 3 1/4 inches wide and 9 inches tall. And when you go to put them together, make sure they are all the same. And of course, if you have directional fabric like this one here, the bunny, you want to make sure the bunny is going to all be upright, okay? So we're going to sew all 8 of those together, their partners, and then from that, we're going to add them into a row, okay, like this. And then we're going to sew down each end side of where the outside where the white is going to be most prominent. And we're just going to do some little gentle quiltings down there. And yeah, let's finish this one up, okay? So let's finish this. Let's put the cute little bunny fabric off to the side. So adorable. Okay, just got our straight stitch at 2.4. And then I'm going to sew this to this side here, okay? I just had to do some of the stuff ahead of time, so this wasn't like a 12-hour video. Okay, so now we're going to sew this to here and have all the pieces together, all 16, okay? So it's 8 of the one and 8 of the other. And at this time, you will get your measurement of what you need for your inner piece, because you want your inner piece to be exactly the same size as your outer piece. Okay. So now we're going to take this. I just laid a big chunk of batting and laid it all down. You want to be able to press to the bigger side here. So let's just do a finger press. Okay. To where the center there. Then we're going to flip it this way. And we're going to quilt. We're going to stitch down here on this side and stitch down here on this side, making sure our seam is in the right direction. Okay. Yep, nice and flat. Okay. Okay. And what I did is I won on either side, just so I didn't have to mark any of the quilting. Love the little bunnies. Oh my gosh, they're the cute they're a little hairpiece. Get it? Hairpiece? They kill me. All right, now one down the center. Okay. And then one on either side. Okay. And then aim that right in the center of what you have left over. Not overly complicated and could definitely easily be done. All right. And then here. Okay. All right, now we want to take this to the table and we want to trim the peach part out, or the pinky part right here, the inner part. Okay. So we're just going to cut right there. All right. Don't cut your fabric. Don't cut we just did. That'd make you cry, trust me. And then even it up at the top here. I did try this with the first one of laying each piece in between, and I found it shifted because I was trying to sew on this side, and then so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to lay a piece out the next time, and then we'll go from there. And then same for here, you want to trim this one off, okay? Oh, let's see at the bottom. Okay, and then this one right here, you want to wait until you have the seam put together. Okay, so all of our bunnies are in the right direction. They're good. So we want to sew this one first, and then we'll lay the batting back across, and then we'll do the quilting. That way it gets all equally quilted. Okay, and there's nothing amiss. Okay, back under here for a sew, and then a flip, and then a quilt. We're going to flip the batting, flip our project so we can see it with the right side out. Make sure our seam is going in the correct direction. Well, here, let's take this here for a moment. Just don't want to touch the batting, that's all. Okay, there, that'll help encourage it. Give it a little heat loving. Heat loving. Okay, now flip this back over, and then this way, and then we'll get that quilted. Okay. And you should be able to do this all by machine. I had no issue. So, okay, there we go. Okay, down on either side. Make sure my batting is stretched nice. Or laying nice. Don't want to stretch it, then it pulls. Okay. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. I'm looking forward to the hopefully springy weekend. We had whiteout conditions this week, and yeah, that was for 2 days. 2 days of snow, but it's gone now. But like jeepers creepers, be done, be done. Bring on the sunshine. Bring on the plants. Down the middle, and then one on either side. You want to quilt them all the same, so whichever way you decide to quilt them. You don't have to do straight lines. You can do free motion. You can do whatever you like. You can make some sharp angles. Do lines the other way. But you just want to quilt up the outside ones. Okay. Down the center. All right, and then we'll trim. Okay. Boop, boop. Okay. All right, back here, let's move this off to the side so it's out of the way. And we will trim. Okay, there, same with up here. This one could use a little more trimming. Just don't cut your fabric underneath. Okay, now we have this. We could take it. Guess we should have measured before we sewed the other part out, but that's okay. All right, so here on the 0. So it looks like we have 24 and a half. So 24.5 makes that 49. Let's make sure our inner piece, I think I cut it a little bit bigger than I need it to be, just in case. Just in case. So put it on the 0. Well, put it on the 1, but you know what I mean. It really is 0. And move you a smidge. And 49. So I need 3/4 of an inch off. Okay. Because we need still the seam allowance. Okay. Okay, now we'll sew this together. Okay. And then we're going to place it inside the bag. That bag part. And then something fun happens. We've got to do some folding. Folding and sewing and folding and folding and sewing. Okay. Now, because these mushrooms are kind of directional too, are they? Yeah, I think they kind of are directional. Yeah, okay, I want to make sure they're going the right way. All right, so let's make sure the bunnies are here. Okay, and then we got these guys. Go in here. And these should fit inside each other just perfectly. Now, if they don't, then you got to do some wiggling and woggling. Okay, and maybe even if your inner's a little bit bigger, you got to shorten it a little bit. But I think we're pretty darn good. Okay, so let's take this. And I just, at this point in time, just want to stitch across the top of the white, okay? Use a nice big base stitch, and you don't even have to go 1/4 inch. Go a little bit closer to the edge, okay? Just a little closer to the edge. Now you could go all the way around, it doesn't matter, but you really just want to make sure you're doing that, that top one, so. Make sure my mushrooms are upright, bunnies are upright. Okay, we're good. Oh, we forgot to trim that one. That's okay. Plenty of time. Just gonna wiggle things. Make sure we got them all lined up. And if we have a little bit too much extra on the inside, well, we might have to do like a little pleat. Trust me, you're not gonna even notice it. Oh, I think we're good. There we go. We've sewed that there. There's no space or anything, so that's good. Yay. You just never know. All right, now we want to do the same on the bottom. Okay. So flip this over to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay. This one will just go all the way around, just to show that you can do either way. It doesn't matter. You just really want to make sure those main ones here get a stitch down. I like these baskets because you can really individualize them to the person you want to give them to or a place where you want to keep them. I think they would make a fantastic knitting basket. Obviously an Easter basket because it holds all the goodies. The bigger the better. That's sassy. All right, so now when we come to this part, let's trim these guys up here. I'll show you what we're gonna do. And it's gonna be a little fiddly-faddly, but with a wee bit of patience and removing your tray, you will get there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide that peach. So we're gonna pinch it together just like this, and then make sure this part ends up laying flat, equally spaced, okay? And the goal is not to have as much pink showing as possible. You kind of want maybe just a hint of that pinky peachy coral, okay? So there, there, and there, okay? And you're going to do that to the top and the bottom, okay? And you don't just want to lay them over each other and sew, because then you're not going to have that little center pocket. So you need to make sure the pocket is evenly spaced. Okay, put those two together, and then that's the half, and then you squish it. Okay. Fiddle here if you need to. There. Okay, so I'm going to sew here and here across all the little spots and make this a much smaller basket. Okay. Make a cute little skirt at this point in time. If you only wanted to do the other side, pop some elastic on that. Adorable. Okay, last one. Trying to line them up best you can. Okay, now we have this part all done, okay? And you can tell if it's sitting this way and then we squish it, we're gonna get all that cute little pink pop of color coming out, right? Okay. Great little toy bag, a Lego bag too, actually. I just thought of that. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, so to make our circle a bottom, okay, I did, what did I do with my little piece of paper here? I did have a little template. It's okay, I did circle this one out, make sure. Okay, what you want is a 9-inch circle. Yeah, this should do it. Okay, so we'll cut this one out. Okay, I did trace a 9-inch circle. Okay, it's right here in pencil, just like that. I'm gonna use the other scissors. I'm just gonna cut out that circle, and then with bias cut of fabric, because you are going around in a circle, and this is a circular project, it is much easier if you use a bias cut. And that's because the threads are far more flexible in being able to turn curves without getting folds or puckers. Okay. Okay, so that hopefully will fit my bottom. Okay, I know that's my top, but the bottom and the top should be the same. Okay, looks good. Totally cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we have our bias cut binding, okay? And you want to start at one end, go all the way around, and then flip it and seal it all up. So, okay, let's come back when we have that done. Here, let's go this way first. Do it on this side. So when we sew it here, we're going to sew it around, and then we're going to flip it, and then we're going to sew it again to the inside, okay? Give yourself a little coverage on the front, so start a little bit back from there, so you can do some overlappage, and take it slow and steady as you come around the corner with your bias binding, okay? Try and ride the edge of your circle. And you're going to do this to this part of the circle, and you're also going to do it to the top of the bag, okay? You're going to seal up that edge the same way. Now, instead of using batting in the sections I did it in, you could certainly use more of a stiffening stabilizer, maybe even some of the foam, the one-sided heated bond foam. That would definitely be. I have lots of batting, so I am a frugal person. Okay, so now we have all that. Let's give it a little trim. Okay, hold on. Make sure we're all coming over to this side. And we're going to overlap. Okay. Might have to make some more for the other part. Okay. I want to fold it all to this side. Kind of like a biker hat now. A little hat, little sailor hat. Do, 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 do. Yeah, they only let me out every once in a while. Okay, so we want to overlap. Hold on. Okay. Let's tuck this here. So you tuck that raw edge down, and then lay it flat like that, and then just do a stitch around. You can use a nice decorative stitch, like a zigzag or something. Okay. Okay. Fold it under, stitch around, fold it under, stitch around. Nice and smooth. I cut my bias strips at 2 inches, but you could probably get away with like 1 3/4. I didn't feel the need to double it up like a normal binding as you would bind a quilt or something like that. So. All right. I had to finish this off properly. Okay. Let's go back and stick it under. There we go. Okay, so fold. I was like, how did I do this the first time? I was having a brain fart there, and I'm sorry. Okay, so fold that little section under, and then lay this one over on top, and make sure it gets sealed up, and then we can trim the other side. Now trim this. Okay. And then this gets folded, that gets folded. Everybody is happy and in the pool. Okay. Make sure that comes up and over at the same time to make it even. Okay. Just fiddle with it for a moment till you're happy, okay? Lay it flat. Okay. Okay, so here, and then you have kind of like a couple of choices of how you want to finish the bottom off. You can put a binding around like I did on the first one, but I found it added just a little bit extra bulk. But you do want to be able to seal up this edge, so I do kind of recommend it. So just let's get her done. Let's get her done. Do it the same way, stitch on the one side and then stitch on the next. Okay. I don't think I cut enough biased. You just want to make sure it's all sealed up, right? You don't really want any raw edges, so. Make sure my bag is laying flat. I need to add some. Move it over there, or is it over here? Okay. A little piece. Same thing, but it's easier to overlap these guys. Probably didn't even need that piece, but okay. So here, maybe I didn't. Well, let's see if we can get it so we don't even have to use that part. Okay. I don't think that's gonna work. Hold on. That's sad. A little bit of a waste of fabric. Oh no. Okay, there we go. All right, now we take that, flip it to the front. Do the same process. Take that raw edge down to the edge and then flip down and then sew. Okay. And again, you could definitely be using a decorative stitch for this if you wanted to, some fancy threads. Fold to the raw and then flip that rounded edge, that folded edge over. Okay, now's like the hard part. I'll leave the top for last because we can do that no problem. So now what we want to do is we want to find the quarters of this and the quarters of this. Okay, so we're going to fold those just like that, and with a little pencil, we're going to mark on the inside here and here, and then when we can match those guys together. Going to mark the inside of here where it meets, okay, little pencil mark, and then here, pencil mark. And we're going to do the same with our project here. So here we have this side. Oh, we didn't want the bottom though, sorry, my mistake. Sorry. Make sure we're laying flat. So go here. Mark with a little pencil mark, or either you can do the water-soluble pencil or marker, whatever. Okay, same thing. Match those two lines up to make sure we can get the other measurement correct. Over here. And then what we want to do is make sure that our pencil lines match up with each other. So because this is directional, it's not really going to matter where it is or how it is on the bag. Okay, we're going to match that up and we're going to put a little pin. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to do it to the opposite side. Okay. Find that those two little pencil marks, that one and that one. Put them together. Pop a little pin. Same for this side, here and here. Find the pencil marks, line them up, there, and there. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could totally hand stitch at this point in time, but I believe if we play our cards right, and hopefully I made my circle too big, I might have to hand stitch it. Oh, so seems like my circle's a little small. It's okay. Okay. And then once you have this part, you get it all stitched. Okay. And then you're going to put on your little handles. And I did pad my handles. I do have batting in this. And I flipped them over and did a little understitch so that when they are on the bag, they kind of look like little bunny ears. Okay. So let's attempt to get this all together here. Oh, I want it on the inside. Oh, I should have done that the other way. Whoa, whoa. Okay, hold on. Let's try that again. There we go. Just got to move the pins to the other side. Yeah. Now this gives you a great way to use your stash too. You could make each little section pop out with color like a rainbow bag. Ooh, a rainbow bag. Ooh, shiny object. Okay, so slip it under your machine. I did have to remove my little arm attachment for this, or the base thingy there. And then what you want to do is you kind of want to zigzag them together, those two edges. I'm going to make it a big zigzag, so I know it's going to go from one end to the other. And I don't want to make it too close. I just want to make it close enough, okay? So here's hoping from space to space. We are going to line up and do okay. All right? Okay. Try and keep everything flat and together, butting up those edges together. Okay. Okay, I just want to move these because I don't want to bump them. Okay, take out our pin as we go. So let's get a little closer before we take that pin out. Just to try and keep things as lined up as possible. You know, it did seem like we were maybe a little bit shy on our bottom. Okay, make sure you're moving your project around. Get right up close to where those pin markers are and try and make sure they stay together. Okay. Sorry. Think we might be okay. We're almost back where we started and we don't have a big gap. Okay, so I guess we did all right. In fact, that lined up perfectly. I think I knew what I was doing. Yeah, funny. All right, now take your little hat basket out. Okay. There you go. Your hat basket. Everything's a hat. All right, pop it out. Finish the binding at the top. Should be able to go all the way around. Around and around and around we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. Okay. And then, oops, wrong stitch, wrong. Stop. Abort. Wrong mission. Okay, trim that up. Press that, just that we added on there. Get a little flat. Okay, and then the same thing. Turn it right side out again, or wrong side out. Go to the inside, flip to the outside. Oh, did I? Oh, I did. Oh, that's not the right one. That's not the right side. Uh-oh. Oops. I did not put my right sides together. Ha ha ha. Try to fool me. Whoops. It happens. It happens. All right. I think I got it right this time. Mistakes happen and we can correct them. At least we think we can. We try. Okay, put all those down there. Bits and bobs down there. Okay, now back to the regular scheduled program. Okay, place it here, and then stitch all the way around. Oh, sorry, this way. Pin to the inside. Oh, see, that missed its little flat stitch, so it wasn't laying flat there. It's okay, we'll get it this time around. Okay. So you want to stitch to the from the back, and then we'll machine stitch nice and pretty on the front. Okay. It's the same as when you bind a quilt. You want to stitch it to the back, and then you can stitch all nice and pretty on the front. Okay. This is going to be a great weekend project. I'd say it is a fat quarter friendly because you could still use a couple of fat quarters for the inside, you know. So it's 9 inches by 49, you know, if you well, I guess a couple of scrappy bits. But it's a good way to showcase a nice little cute little fabric that you want, or you want to. So adorable, like those cute little bunnies. Okay, almost there. Get sure everybody's laying flat and in the pool. Great way to make something creative, have some fun. Okay, now we will trim these guys up. Let's go here. And you can go here. And we will lay them nice and flat. Oops. Helps if you can see without my big head in the way. Oh, I love hearing the birds. Birds, the birds, love hearing the birds. Okay, now once that's there, we take it, we'll turn it the right side out, and then come back with our fabric, and then fold that raw edge. It's got a little fold in it. That raw edge down onto itself, onto the top of the edge of the bag, and then down again. And that makes a nice little seal. Okay, let me just adjust. Cute pink thread, or some maybe even a little bit of rickrack. Could do all sorts of fun stuff, especially down the centers of the outside fabric. And of course you can make the handles as big or as small as you like, for whatever purpose you need them for, or need the basket for. Of course, it's very adjustable. Flip that down. Everybody's tucked. Okay, now to pin the handles. All right. See, and if you want, you could just even leave it like this. You could, and that's your yarn floats around in it or something as you're doing your knitting, or you take it and it's, you know, it's your collapsible grocery bag or something. How did you get in there? Anyways, okay. Now we'll line them so we've got 4 of the main fabrics on the one side, okay, and 4 on the other. And we're like, okay, this is a good half. This looks good. Makes pretty little handles. You want to make sure they go up and going the same way, okay? So I'm going to go about midway from this bunny rabbit face. I'm going to put my pin in, and then I'm going to make sure my handle's not curved and is nice and straight. I'm going to make sure it's about the same equal size on the other panel from each other and angle. And then we're just going to stitch that down, and then we want to make sure they're doing the same on the other side, okay? So take that side that's raw, we just flipped it over, gave it a nice little look to it. Make sure we're about the same depth on where the handle is sitting, right here, like is in the, you know, inch down or inch and a half down. That one seemed to go a little long. You can add a lovely colorful button here, or some buttons, or add some buttons all the way around. Okay. And then just sew those little handles down, and you got yourself a puffy basket. Isn't that just the cutest? Just the cutest. It's so adorable. I hope you make one. I really do. And I can't wait to see it. I hope you enjoyed this project. Thank you very much for watching, liking, and subscribing. We greatly appreciate you here at the Mama Pop Quilt Shop. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving us your time. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It's free, and it really helps us. We like that. We like to be helped. Thank you, everybody. Big hugs to you. We'll see you Saturday at 1 p.m. for our live stream. Have a good day. We'll see you soon. Make a basket. Or a hat with long ears.